So here's a movie, Pada, that wanted to tell a true story from 1996 about an important, let's say, social issue, right? A group of Adivasis who are fighting for their voice, for their land that is stripped away from them unconstitutionally, and they're basically saying, hey, we need to be heard. We don't want to just fight with pens and petition. We truly want to be heard, and we will take whatever measures we need to in order for people to hear our pleas, our petition, whatever that is. So I think this movie, I was just wondering, it's made on 4 crores, and already just with the theater collection it's made back 15 crores. So what is that, 3.5 times? And that's amazing that a movie like this, which is not made to necessarily entertain you, right? Yes, it's got entertaining actors. It's got actors who you would respect, actors who have such high caliber. The director showed real restraint and showed real respect for the social issue and for staying true to the real events that happened. Man, I loved this movie, and I love the fact that audiences are loving it, right? Because like I said, 15 crores from a 4 crore movie, that is considered to be commercial success. It makes sense business wise, and this is excluding whatever Prime would have paid this movie a huge amount to have it on its platform, right? So in all sense, it's a commercial success. But I was just saying that if I were to pitch this idea to anyone in the industry or a director, saying let's make a true story as truly as possible, right, without all the songs and the masala, and making it a movie. In fact, one of the compliments that I gave this movie to a friend of mine is, what I love about this movie that it's not trying to be a movie, right? That you walk away saying that, hey, I want to know more about these real characters that existed, and I want to know more about this issue, and you just walk away having learned, and even thinking that, you know what, I don't know as much about this issue, and I'm glad I watched this movie because now I know and now I care, right? And in that sense, the director never strayed from his agenda, right? And that's amazing. If you're making a movie based on a social event, based on true events, I think this is one of the best ways to handle it, the most mature way to handle it, because I've seen a lot of our movies where we take true events and we want to add a huge star to it, and we add all this masala to make it a movie because we think that's what the audience can handle, that's what the audience in India expects. And like I said, if I were to pitch this idea to shoot rather a raw telling of a real event, because it's important on such a shoestring budget or a low budget like this, people would tell me, or the directors perhaps would tell me, Roshan, you're crazy. The audience in India would not accept that, or they would think it's too boring. They want to get entertained at the end of the day, etc., etc. But and it, movies like that may have failed, but it failed because it didn't build the right atmosphere, or all these details matter. And here, that's what the director has brilliantly done. The details is what he focused on. For example, you can see Balu and his family, and just the way the scenes are crafted, right? The audience already feels like they're a real family in this particular situation. I was just watching a scene where the family is exiting, or they're leaving out, and you can just see how the camera stays still, and everyone is just getting ready to leave the home. And small things like the wife, putting they have got this tiny hut that they stay in some sense, or small house, and she's putting the key up on top on the roof. It falls down, she again picks it up and puts it back, and it's really realistic. It looks like those are the things that that actress has been doing all her life, right? They all seem like they live in that situation, and hats off to all the performances. It was raw, it was realistic. These are all pretty big actors, right, in their own right, but they're not here to say, hey, I'm a superstar. They're just here to tell an important story about important people who did important things, nothing more and nothing less. And I am so happy that the audience has responded to this, right? It's a commercial success, which means our audience is mature enough to handle a true story without adding any masala to it. And really hats off to this director with that kind of singular vision. He didn't let any other event or aspects of the movie overshadow his main agenda, which is to give a voice, a place, and awareness about a key social issue, about land being stripped from a minority group of people who shouldn't even be considered minority. They are our people, we are them, and they are us. And I want more people to watch it, so I would definitely recommend it. Don't go into this movie expecting to be entertained or anything over the top to happen. Not at all. This is probably the most realistic way events would fold out if there was, let's say, a hostage situation, right? What would happen? How would the politicians respond? How would the police respond? How would just generally people respond? In all of that, in that sense, this movie really succeeds. Another reason I think it succeeds is, of course, the group of actors. The way they just communicate with silences, their body language, the way they're dressed. Like I said, it feels, just in their eyes, you know that they're about to do something important. They are desperate, but they are determined, right? And that spirit is seen in the eyes of every actor that's involved, and so you get sucked right in the initial moments. Maybe in the first half an hour you're wondering, wait, what's going to happen and what is happening, but you feel this tension, right, for this group of men who are about to do something big, and you go along for the ride throughout, right? So the movie really tells you as an audience, saying, hey, you may not be aware of how serious this social issue is, but it is. We care about it. Even if it happened in 1996, these are the things that's still relevant today, and we need to make a movie about this, or it's worth telling a story around it. And I think the director, the actors, everyone involved in this movie, it's a brave move. It's not a commercial film. It's not a film that I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have rejected before it got made, but you know, I'm just so glad that the movie's doing well. Our audiences are mature to hear stories like this told in a raw way. I think it's one of the best retelling of a true story, right? Also, hats off to KB. I mean, this man, I think I'll make a video on his career, but I'm so impressed with his movie choices, the way he's evolved his actors. He's doing something that so many other actors are not. He's not looking to be this larger-than-life commercial actor per se. He's picking scripts that he cares about, that tells compelling stories, because he sees something in the script that's important, that, like I said, is compelling, and I think audiences are recognizing it. Anytime now I see his name attached to a movie, I know for a fact that doesn't matter, you know, how big the movie is, small the movie is, it's probably going to have a story that is worth your time. And this movie certainly is, in my opinion. Let me know what is yours in the comments below. Stay tuned for more reviews.